Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is a truly fascinating day to dive into the latest mysteries, and we are so thrilled to have you here with us. Grab your favorite beverage, settle into a comfortable spot, and get ready for a deep dive. We have an incredibly intense and complex situation to unpack today, so let us jump right into the heart of the drama without any further delay. Suddenly realizing something scary, like genuinely terrifying when you stop and actually look at the layers of what just happened in Bill's office. I was just replaying that entire sequence in my head, and my brain is completely short-circuiting over the implications. Wait, what if that character knew everything from the beginning? I am talking about Tomas walking into that office to give Bill an update on Lynette. On the surface, it is just a standard briefing. Tomas says he tracked down a guy who confirmed that Lynette used to go to the Bowman Cafe every single day, like clockwork, but recently she just vanished, stopped showing up entirely. It feels like a standard procedural moment, just moving the plot along. But hold on, nobody reacts normally in this movie. Or this show, whatever, the universe they are in right now. Bill's reaction is so deeply unsettling. He acts like he finds the Bowman Cafe detail slightly interesting, almost detached, like he is hearing about the weather. But the absolute second Tomas mentions the cop was somehow involved in interrogating that guy. The atmosphere in the room completely shatters. Bill snaps. He completely shuts it down because he had explicitly told both of them not to drag Cott into this mess. Why is Bill so intensely, aggressively protective of Cott in this specific scenario? Is it just paternalistic instinct, or is it something infinitely darker? Actually, no, that's not what I meant. It is not just protectiveness. It is pure, unadulterated panic masking itself as anger. The way the camera lingers on Bill's face when he tells Tomas to drop it, the harsh lighting casting those deep, unnatural shadows across his eyes, it screams of a man who is terrified that a specific thread is about to be pulled. If Cott gets involved, what does she uncover? What does Tomas uncover by proxy? The silence in the dialogue right after Bill issues his command is suffocating. It is a heavy, oppressive silence that feels like a physical weight in the room. But that doesn't explain why he dismisses Tomas so quickly afterward. He wants Tomas out of that room immediately. And then Tomas leaves. Bill is finally alone. He reaches across his desk to grab some papers, and that is when it happens. His hand is trembling. Not just a slight quiver, but a violent, uncontrollable shaking. I just realized a small detail, but it makes things much scarier. The sound design in that specific few seconds. You can actually hear the crisp, sharp rustling of the paper vibrating against his unsteady fingers, and it is layered over this low, almost imperceptible droning noise in the background. It creates this overwhelming sense of dread. What is causing that tremor? Is it a sudden onset of a severe neurological illness? Is the stress of Lynette's disappearance and Cott's involvement finally breaking his physical body down? Okay, no, this isn't a coincidence anymore. Because right as we are forced to watch Bill lose control of his own body, Hayley glides into the office. The timing is too perfect. It is predatory. Bill quickly tries to mask his vulnerability, telling her he doesn't need any more coffee. So, what does Hayley do? She smoothly pivots and pours him a glass of a different drink entirely, adding a little something extra. A little dash of her special love from that hidden, secret bottle of poison she carries around. The more I think about it, the more it seems like everything is orchestrated. Hayley isn't just reacting to Bill's rejection of the coffee. She anticipated it. She had that bottle ready. I don't even remember the exact episode number, but the one a few weeks ago was entirely about the illusion of safety and how the people closest to you are the ones holding the knife. Or in this case, the vial. Hayley is actively poisoning him. But is the poison the cause of the violent tremor? Or is she exploiting a pre-existing medical condition to accelerate his decline? If it is the poison causing the shaking, Then how long has she been doing this? Days? Weeks? Has every single cup of coffee, every single drink been laced with this toxic love? Wait, that scene suddenly makes sense. Let us completely shift our perspective for a second. What about Tomas? Did Tomas actually leave the vicinity of the office? What if Tomas, feeling stung and suspicious after being abruptly shut down by Bill regarding Cott, didn't just walk away down the hallway? What if he accidentally or intentionally walked back to the office right at that exact moment? Imagine Tomas standing just outside the slightly ajar door, or peering through the gaps in the office blinds. Did he see Bill's arm shaking violently as he tried to hold those papers? If Tomas witnessed that, his entire perception of Bill would instantly fracture. Tomas is an investigator. He reads people for a living. He would immediately start to suspect that Bill is trying to hide some massive, crippling vulnerability. He would ask himself, what is causing this illness, fear, guilt over whatever happened to Lynette at the Bowman Cafe? Or maybe I'm really losing my mind, but let us push this hypothetical scenario even further, because the emotional logic of this show demands it. What if Tomas stayed looking through those blinds just a few seconds longer? What if he was still watching when Hayley walked in? Did Tomas manage to see Hayley sneaking something from that secret bottle into Bill's glass? If Tomas actually saw the physical act of her dropping that special love into the drink, the stakes just skyrocketed into the stratosphere. But if he really saw that scene, would he have enough concrete evidence to conclude that Hayley is actively poisoning Bill? Probably not. From a distance, a small bottle could be anything. It could be liquid vitamins, a prescribed medication, or even just a flavor enhancer. Hayley is smart enough to have a plausible deniability excuse locked and loaded. She could easily claim she was just giving him his heart medication because he has been so stressed. Okay, I know I just said the opposite, but listen to me, Tomas isn't naive. Even if he can't prove it in a court of law right this second, his gut would be screaming at him. Especially if he saw her face. When Hayley turned her back to Bill, she smiled. That mysterious, chilling, utterly sociopathic smile. It was the visual embodiment of a predator playing with its food. If Tomas saw that smile through the glass, did he feel that sudden, icy spike of extreme danger? Did he realize in that split second that the real threat wasn't whatever happened to Lynette at the cafe, but the woman standing right inside Bill's inner sanctum? This brings up a massive conflict regarding Tomas's next move. If he saw all of this, what does he do? Does he stay completely silent, lurking in the shadows, meticulously monitoring Hayley's every move to gather undeniable, hard evidence? That would be the smart, analytical play. It would allow him to build a trap that she cannot escape from. But Tomas has a streak of righteousness in him. Would he be able to stomach watching Bill slowly deteriorate, knowing he is drinking poison every day? Or would he impulsively storm into the office and confront her right then and there? Confronting her without proof would be a disaster. Hayley would instantly play the victim, manipulating Bill into thinking Tomas is unhinged and obsessed. Which leads to the most agonizing question of all. If Tomas decides to take a middle path and privately warns Bill that his drinks are being tampered with, will Bill even believe him? This explores the deeply rooted theme of emotional manipulation and self-delusion. Bill is so fiercely protective of his current reality, as evidenced by his explosive reaction to Cott being brought up. If Tomas comes to him and says, "Hayley is poisoning you," Bill's immediate psychological defense mechanism would be total denial. He would likely turn on Tomas. He might even fire him, completely isolating himself with his abuser. Bill wants to believe he is in control. Admitting that the woman pouring his drinks is systematically destroying his nervous system means admitting total, absolute defeat. But that doesn't explain why Bill's hand was shaking before he took the new drink from Hayley. The poison must already be in his system from previous doses. The physical manifestation of his deterioration is becoming impossible to hide. The recurring object here is the glass, the cup, the vessel of trust. Every time Bill accepts a drink from her, he is participating in a dark ritual of his own demise. Is it just physical poison, or is it a metaphor for the toxic emotional environment they have created? Hayley's resentment must be bottomless. What is her true motivation? Is this a long-con revenge plot for something Bill did in the past? Is she connected to Lynette's disappearance? Did she orchestrate the whole Bowman Cafe situation to distract Bill and Tomas while she works her fatal magic from the inside? Actually, no, that's not what I meant. Maybe Hayley isn't connected to Lynette at all. Maybe Hayley's actions are purely opportunistic. She sees a powerful man distracted by a missing persons case and the impending threat of Cott's involvement, and she uses that blind spot to slowly take over his life. The themes of identity and memory are so prevalent here. As the poison breaks down Bill's nervous system, will it also break down his mind? Will he start forgetting things? Will he forget why he was so desperate to protect Cott in the first place? And here is the absolute darkest, most horrifying speculation that I cannot get out of my head. The more I think about it, the more it seems like everything is orchestrated by Bill himself. Okay, I know I just said the opposite, but listen to me. What if Bill knows? What if Bill is fully, consciously aware that the woman standing beside him is meticulously, drop by drop, destroying his life? Why would a powerful man allow himself to be poisoned? Guilt. Crushing, all-consuming guilt. What if Bill is somehow responsible for whatever horrifying fate befell Lynette? What if his aggressive protection of Cott stems from a deep, unforgivable sin he committed against her, or someone she loves? If Bill's soul is rotting from guilt, maybe he views Hayley's poison not as an attack, but as a justified execution. Maybe that trembling hand isn't just a reaction to a chemical substance. Maybe it is the physical manifestation of a man whose conscience is tearing his body apart from the inside out. He reaches for the papers, he sees his hand shaking, and he accepts it as his penance. When Hayley walks in and offers him the spiked drink, he takes it because he believes he deserves to die slowly. The self-destruction is palpable. The camera angles always seem to trap Bill behind his desk, framing him like a prisoner in his own life. Hayley's smile isn't just a secret, it is a shared, unspoken pact of mutually assured destruction. If Tomas is watching this twisted dynamic unfold, he isn't just investigating a crime anymore. He is witnessing a psychological horror story. He is watching a man willingly drink from a poison chalice while the architect of his demise smiles behind his back. The layers of betrayal here are staggering. Betrayal of trust, betrayal of the body, betrayal of the self. If Tomas steps in, he isn't just fighting Hayley. He is fighting Bill's own desire to be punished. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like the only explanation for why everything is so incredibly suffocating right now. I just can't stop thinking about the sound of that paper shaking. It is the sound of a man unraveling. And the terrifying part is, we don't know if anyone can or should stop it.